recited by one of the world's greatest narrators. It is entitled The Ballad of the Iceworm Cocktail. To Dawson Town came Percy Brown from London on the Thames. A pane of glass was in his eye and stockings on his stems. Upon the shoulder of his coat a leather pad he wore to rest his deadly rifle when it wasn't seeking gore, the which it must have often been, for Major Percy Brown, according to his story, was a hunter of renown, who in the Murrumbidgee wilds had stalked the kangaroo and killed a cassowary on the plains of Timbuktu. And now the Arctic fox he meant to follow to its lair, and it was also his intent to beard the Arctic hare. Which facts concerning Major Brown I merely tell because I fain would have you know him for the Nimrod that he was. Now, Sheriff Black and Deacon White were sitting in the shack and sampling of the whiskey that pertained to Sheriff Black. Said Sheriff Black,
I want to say a word about this Brown. The biker sticking on his chest and we own the town. He has no lack of rigor cheek. He called himself a sourdough and he just been here a week.
Said Deacon White.
Felix, you're right. So I have a plan by which I hope to prove tonight the mettle of the man. Just meet me where the hoochbird sings, and though our ways be rude, we'll make a proper sourdough of this piddly dude.
Within the Malamute saloon were gathered all the gang. The fun was fast and furious, and loud the hoochbird sang. Woo! Major Brown. And at the apparition, with its glass eye and plus fours, from 50 alcoholic throats resounded 50 roars. With shouts of stark amazement and with whoops of sheer delight, they surged around the stranger. But the first was Deacon White.
We welcome you.
He cried aloud,
To this, the great white lad, the Arctic Brotherhood is proud to grip you by the hand. Yea, sportsmen of the bulldog breed, from Trails of Fireway to Yukoners, this is indeed a memorable day. Our jubilation to express. Vocabulary's fail. Always hail the great Chichaco.
and the boys responded,
Hey! And now,
continued Deacon White to blushing Major Brown.
behold, assembled the elite and cream of Dawson Town, and one ambition fills their hearts and makes their bosoms glow. They want to make you honored, sir, a bony feet sourdough.
The six, some say is what is in the Yukon Iceworm, but most profound authorities the definition doubt. And
Major Brown.
That's ripping, don't you know? I've always felt I'd like to be a certified sourdough. And though I haven't any doubt your winter's awfully nice, Mayfair, I fear, may miss me ere the breakup of your ice. Yet, pray, excuse my ignorance in matters such as these. A cocktail I can understand, but what's an iceworm, please?
Said Deacon White.
It is not strange that you should fail to know, since iceworms are peculiar to the mountain of blue snow. Within the polar rim it rears a solitary peak, and in the smoke of early spring, a spectacle unique like flame and leaves upon the sight, and thrills you through and through. For its cone is piercing white, its base is blazing blue, yet all is clear as you draw near, frequently peering out are hosts and hosts of tiny worms, each indigo of snout, and has no nourishment they find to keep themselves alive. Hey, masticate until just the tough survive. Yet, on this stern and Spartan fare, so rapidly they grow that some attain 6 inches.
Men.
And with the melting of the snow, then when the tundra glows to green and crocuses appear, they burn down and are not seen until another year.
A toughish yarn.
Laughed Major Brown.
As well you may admit, I'd like to see this little beast before I swallow it.
As easy does.
Said Deacon White.
Oh, barmaid, hasten bring us forth some pickled iceworms of the vintage of last spring.
But sadly still was barmaid Lil, and sighed as one bereft.
Ah! There's been a run on cocktails, boss. There ain't an iceworm left.
Oh.
Yet wait! By gosh, it seems to me that some of extra size were picked and put away to show those scientific guys.
And deeply in a drawer she sought, and there she found a jar, the which with due and proper pride she put upon the bar. And in it, wreathed in queasy rings, or rolled into a ball, a score of gray and greasy things were drowned in alcohol. Their bellies were a bilious blue, their eyes a bulbous red, their backs were gray, and gross were they, and hideous of head. And when with gusto and a fork, the barmaid speared one out, it must have gone 10 inches from its tail tip to its snout, cried Deacon White with deep delight.
Hey, isn't that a beaut? Hey, isn't that a beaut?
I think it is.
Sniffed Major Brown.
Most disgusting brute. Its very sight gives me the pip. So sorry. I bet my belly hat you're only spoofing me, old chap. You'll never swallow that.
Ah, hell, I won't.
Said Deacon White.
Say, that fella's fine. Fix up 3 iceworm cocktails and just put that wop in mine.
So barmaid Lil got busy, and with sacerdotal air, her art's supreme achievement she proceeded to prepare. Her silver cups like sickle moon went waving to and fro, and 3 celestial cocktails soon were shining in a row. And in the starry depths of each, artistically filed, a fat and juicy iceworm raised its mottled mug and smiled. Then closer pressed the peering crowd, suspended was the fun, as Sheriff Black in courteous way said,
Stranger, please, take one.
but with a gesture of disgust the major shook his head.
You can't bluff me. You'll never drink that ghastly thing.
He said,
You'll see, all right.
said Deacon White, and held his cocktail high till his iceworm seemed to wiggle and to wink a wicked eye. Then Sheriff Black, too, lifted up a glass, but through the tense and quiet crowd a tremor seemed to pass.
Drink, stranger, drink!
Oh, Deacon White!
Proclaimer of the best, a doughty sourdough who's passed the iceworm cocktail test.
And at these words, with all eyes fixed on the gaping Major Brown, like a libation to the gods, each dashed his cocktail down. His eyeglass with unsteady fingertips into his starry cocktail with a look of woe he peered, and his iceworm to his thinking most incontinently leered. Yet only were 100 eyes so no one spoke aloud, for hushed with expectation was the waiting, watching crowd. The Major's fumbling hand went forth, the gang prepared to cheer, and the Major's faltering hand went back. The mob prepared to jeer. The Major gripped his gleaming glass and laid it to his lips, and as despairfully he took some nauseated sips, from out its coil of crapulence, the Iceworm raised its head. Its muzzle was a murky blue, its eyes a ruby red, and then the deacon bellowed forth,
This stiff comes here and struts as if he fought the blasted North. Just let him show his guts.
and with a roar the mob proclaimed,
Teach our Major Brown! Reveal your sourdough stuff and drink the cocktail down.
The Major took another look, then quickly closed his eyes, for even as he raised his glass, he felt his gorge arise. Even though his sight was sealed, in fancy he could see that gray and greasy thing that reared and sneered in mockery. Yet round him ringed a callous crowd, and how they seemed to gloat. It must be done. He swallowed hard. The brute was in his throat. He choked. He gulped. Thank God, at last he'd got the horror down, and from the crowd, that's you, went up a roar. With shouts that raised him shoulder high, came a rousing cheer. But shoulder high. And came a rousing cheer. But though they praised him to the sky, the Major did not hear. Amid their demonstrative glee to light, he seemed to lack indeed. It almost seemed that he was keeping something back. Cloudy sweat was on his brow and pallid as a sheet.
I feel I must be going now.
He plaintively repeat, though with drinks and smokes galore, they tempted him to stay. With sudden love, he gained the door and made his getaway. And ere next night, his story was the talk of Dawson Town. But gone and reft of glory was the wrathful Major Brown, for that Iceworm, so they told him of such formidable size, was a stick of stained spaghetti with 2 red ink spots for eyes. And now, will you please give a rousing